How's it going, folks? It is Matt back with another crypto video, and today's a quick update on Cardano and ADA. And look at this first tweet coming from Emurgo saying, as the Cardano community rejoices to Emurgo's announcement of the YOROI wallet iOS app has been released. You know, it was a couple weeks ago that the Android version of the app is released, and as an Apple phone user, definitely excited to have the iOS version of this app released. I have downloaded it already. I have not set up my wallet yet, so I haven't had the chance to play around with it and figure out how actually user-friendly it is. But based on the star review system and the comments that I've seen on both the Android and the iOS version, it's been all positive. I haven't seen, I really don't think I've seen any negative comments about it at all. So I definitely can't wait to start storing my ADA in this wallet on my phone, and I think it'll be definitely more convenient than the way I'm doing it currently. And, I also know we know that it's integrated into Trezor, and we're still waiting on Ledger. And I believe Elapal said they are going to integrate ADA some point in the future. Can't wait for that either. Just giving me the peace of mind knowing that my ADA is secure in a hardware wallet. That's the way I would prefer to store it. But anyway, moving to the next bit of news. This is again mainly Cardano. Cardano's Emurgo launches a blockchain academy in India, and I think like the way Cardano is working with developing countries, it reminds me similar to Digibyte. I know. Technically speaking, they're nothing alike. One's proof of work, one's proof of stake, one's a decentralized community, and the other has basically three separate companies creating it. But I think they're ethical from an ethical standpoint, or like a humanitarian standpoint. They are similar. Digibyte is working in Venezuela. They've sent some money, some relief aid. They've provided food for orphans and shelters. They've bought school supplies for kids. And Cardano's, while they're not doing that in Venezuela, I think it was Ethiopia not that long ago that they were training some Ethiopian women how to write, how to become a programmer, and now they're doing a similar thing in India, but they're creating an actual school. And this article kind of breaks down as to why they're going to make a school and why they chose India. And I just found it all interesting, and really it makes sense when you think about it, is why it would be the limited supply of blockchain developers on a global scale. Every time there's a new field of technology, initially we are faced with a short supply of industry specialists. I would say this is a similar situation to the 90s when the internet was just starting to come out. I would guess very few people actually knew how to make a website, or knew how to write software that could be used on the internet. And it took some time for that to kind of kickstart and get people, colleges training kids how to do it, etc. So this is kind of, them realizing the downfall of the early days of the internet, and kind of being ahead of the game here as creating a school to teach people how to become developers for blockchain technology. That's just the faster we can get people trained on how to develop and how to create these technologies, is the faster it's going to be integrated and implemented into real-world uses, into society, and ultimately gain that adoption that we all want, so that these projects increase in value that we're all hoping for. So why did they choose India? The country of India has emerged as a technology powerhouse in the last decade. It has produced some of the best professionals in IT and all fields of engineering, finance, and medicine. The IT market in India is worth around $160 billion, and that's projected to double to $350 billion by 2025. So that is why they chose India. This is from the CIO, the Chief Investment Officer at Emurgo. This is a quote from him saying, "At Emurgo, we deeply believe the future of many leading industries will be profoundly impacted by blockchain technologies. This in turn will very quickly create a massive demand for blockchain engineers, which we are committed to training. Without properly skilled talent, no technology can gain global adoption and prevalence." It's all about jobs, jobs, and more jobs. So again, just like I was saying earlier, the thought process behind it is, once this technology starts to take off, there is going to be a shortage on a global level of people that can actually do this. So it's a good thing to see Emurgo and Cardano taking the initiative and creating a school to teach people how to become developers for blockchain technology. We're definitely going to need as many as we can get to get this technology, you know, rolled out into the real world and get the 99% of the population that is unaware of it aware of blockchain technology. So last article that I have, it's saying Cardano ADA is the best investment for small investors as bulls take charge. And I'd like to change the title, not saying the best investment, but it is one of the best investments. You know, my personal opinion, not financial advice. I'm not an advisor. I'm just simply doing my own research. But basically, they break it down, you know, Bitcoin, trying to find out where they say it here. You know, Bitcoin made people very wealthy in 2017. And, you know, if you bought Bitcoin, you know, basically from the time it launched up until 2017, you're probably in a pretty good position financially speaking. But for the rest of us that got into it a little bit behind the eight ball, I guess, Bitcoin may not be the best investment for us. And the reason for that is, you know, if you own a single Bitcoin or if you own less than one Bitcoin, the return on investment isn't that life-changing. You know, if Bitcoin did reach its all-time high again of $20,000 and you own half a Bitcoin, yes, it's great that you just got $10,000, but you know, that $10,000 is not going to change your life forever. You know, I guess it could, but typically you're still going to have to continue to work for the rest of your life. So that is why Bitcoin and other super expensive, or you know, projects that cost a couple $100s or even close to $100 may not be the best investment, simply because the return on investment may not be that much if you are an investor that has, you know, little expendable income. And that's kind of the category that I fall into. You know, I don't have thousands and thousands of dollars that I can just throw into a prayer, basically. You know, my cash flow is limited, so I got to pick my projects wisely. And that is, you know, originally when I first got in crypto, that's one of the reasons that drew me to Cardano and Digibyte, is the fact that you know, the initial buy-in price wasn't that crazy, and I felt like, you know, if I could throw $20 into it and get, you know, a couple hundred or a couple thousand coins, that was more worth it to me than buying like 0.000001 Bitcoin, or, you know, you get the idea. So they just go to point that out. You know, if hypothetically, if you had $3,000 to invest and you bought Cardano at current prices, you would get roughly 60,000 ADA tokens. You know, that's 60,000 sounds better than one to me. You know, if you bought one Bitcoin or 60,000 ADA, that means if Cardano were to rise to its 2017 high of $1.50, that would put you at a profit of $90,000. That's certainly, you know, I guess more life-changing than if you bought one Bitcoin and it went to 20,000. You know, that's a $17,000 profit as opposed to a $90,000 profit. And being a $90,000 profit, that's good enough to change the lives of the majority of the people in the world. You know, maybe not the United States, maybe not some first world countries out there. 90,000 would definitely put a dent in your mortgage, or, you know, pay your car off. But typically you're still going to have to work for the rest of your life, you know. But in the event that the next bull run could push Bitcoin to 50,000, that would mean Cardano could, you know, possibly rise to $5. And at such a level, if you own that 60,000 ADA, that would put you at a profit of $300,000. And, you know, that's certainly more. You're still going to have to work, but, you know, that's still more life-changing than if you got 50,000 from owning one Bitcoin. You know, that's the way I look at investing in cryptocurrency. Is, you know, one, the team behind it, the project behind it, and, you know, if I see it actually having a future, that's what I look at. And then the price of it. You know, it's hard to deny that Cardano is going to be successful. You know, just how technologically superior it is, the fact that it's 100% peer-reviewed, it's being written in Haskell programming language, and you know, all their goals of Shelley and decentralization and all that. It just seems like it's going to be a project that will be here for the long term. And, you know, buying it now at 3 to 4 cents, it seems like a steal to me. You know, I don't think it'll be worth thousands and thousands of dollars like Bitcoin, but I do think it can increase to, you know, several dollars and make it worth it if you bought in at 3 or 4 cents, you know. And same with Digibyte. You know, it's being a penny, less than a penny, somewhere around in there. I just see a higher return on investment in the long term. You know, I'm definitely not a day trader. I'm investing in cryptocurrency for the long run. You know, I fully think that Cardano has a very good chance of being successful. Same with Digibyte for multiple reasons, mainly because Digibyte's already solved the issues of scalability, but I think Cardano, I got full confidence that they will solve the issues of scalability, even being a proof-of-stake system. I think they will solve the issues of decentralization as well. And again, the fact that it's just such a superior technology being written in Haskell and everything that goes along with that, is why I think it'll be a success in the long run. But that will wrap up today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to get notifications, like it, share it, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys later.